Yes, good afternoon to one and all. Am I audible? Yes, yes, am I audible? Please respond, any one of you. Yes.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. So we will continue with the string efficiency. Last class, we have seen that various transmission line insulators. Okay. So it is a extended part of line insulator. Okay. Means what it is totally related to the transmission line insulator. Okay. So we will see the what is meant by the string efficiency. Okay, so the string efficiency, it is related to the specially suspension insulator. Okay, so when voltage applied across the suspension insulator string, it is unequally distributed across the individual unit. Okay, so I think in yesterday's class we have seen that the spin insulator. Okay, so see over here the spin insulator, the diagram for the pin insulator over here, sorry, suspension insulator. So whenever the live conductor is fixed at the bottom of the suspension insulator, at that condition the voltage which is at the live conductor, it will affects on the insulator material properties. Okay, so as we know that insulators are made up of we can say that porcelain, mica, okay, or glass fiber, okay, or the ceramics. That's why under the voltage stress, it will possibility to rupture or the broke down. Okay, or a certain climatic conditions also affect on the life of the suspension insulator. Okay, during the rainy season, the deposition of the water molecules, dust particles, okay, or we can say that bird waste also there on the insulator. Okay, okay, so the disc near the line conductor is extremely stressed and takes the maximum voltage. Why? Because means what, the disc near to the live conductor, it will come in directly contact with the line conductor. That's why it will influences a large voltage stress. Okay, so the voltage distribution on the insulator string determines the flashover voltage. Okay, and the voltage at which the localized corona and radio interference produced. Okay, so lowermost disk of suspension insulator come under the tremendous voltage stress. Okay, that's why there is a possibility to uh, rupture the disc of that suspension insulator. Okay, so we have to distribute the voltage across the whole string of the suspension insulator uniformly. Okay, so in order to make that voltage distribution across the suspension insulator string uniformly, we have to use the some methods. Okay, that is what uh, methods of improving the string efficiency. Okay, so first of all we will see the what is meant by the string efficiency. Okay, afterwards we will see the various methods of improve the string efficiency, and afterward we will see the numericals on the string efficiency. Means what, how to calculate the string efficiency. Okay, so see over here, I have got one good notes of that book, which is in Pune University. Okay, power system one. So see over here, high voltage lines at, we know that generally it is operate at near about 33 kilovolt and more than that of. Okay, so we know that suspension insulator having the number of cells or the discs, which will operates at 11 kilovolt. Okay, so more the voltage stress, there is a possibility to rupture the disc or damage the disc. So in order to avoid that one, we have to make the string of that number of cells or the disc to form a string of suspension insulator. Okay, as shown in this diagram. So see over here, this is the diagram or a picture for the suspension insulator. Okay, so by raising the number of the cell or the disc, we can improve the voltage handling capability of the suspension insulator. Okay, so the line conductor is secured at the bottom of that disc. Okay, so as I said earlier, the line conductor is fixed at that bottom. Okay, and the top disc is connected to the cross arm. Okay, already we have known this one, but while studying the string efficiency, we have to once again uh, summarize it. Okay, so one disc can be used up to 11 kilovolt. Okay, so be remember that. Okay, so based on that voltage only, we have to calculate the string efficiency and check the significance of string efficiency. That's why the individual disc or the cell of the suspension insulator can bear the maximum voltage up to 11 kilovolt. Okay, so depending upon the number operating voltage, number of discs can be connected in series. So for we can say that if it is 33 kilovolt, so at that condition we have to use the three discs. Okay, so I think this part is already over. Okay, so see over here the circuit diagram for this suspension insulator. Okay, so see over here, this I am sliding my arrow pointer over here. This cross line indicates the tower or supporting structure of that suspension insulator. Okay, see over here, this is a cross lines indicates the supporting structure. This vertical member is nothing but the tower, and this horizontal member of the support is nothing but the cross arm. Okay, as we know that yesterday's class we have seen that what the cross arm will provide the base for the connection or fixing the suspension insulator. Okay, so see over here, uh, as we know that uh, suspension insulators are made up of porcelain or the dielectric materials, or we can say that sometimes it is made up of from the glass fiber also. Okay, and it is sometimes made up of the rubber also. Okay, modern transmission line insulator are made up of either rubber or the glass fibers. Okay, so it is one of the dielectric material. As we know that whenever there is a dielectric, definitely there will be a capacitance effect. Okay, so we have to think on the capacitance of the disc or a cell of the individual suspension insulator. Okay, so there is existence of a capacitance across the individual disc of the suspension insulator, as well as uh, since the live conductor is connected or fixed at the bottom of the suspension insulator, somewhat electric voltage will come across the insulator as well as between the supporting structure. Okay, so see over here, the there are two metallic parts. One is the cap and pin of the porcelain disc. Okay, so see over here, this is the pin, and we can say that this is the pin or cap. Between that one, the dielectric material, that is what the porcelain is there. Okay, that's why the capacitor is coming to the picture, or capacitor will forms. Okay, such a three capacitors are shown in the diagram. Okay, so see over here, in this suspension insulator, the number of the disc insulator, sorry, disc are present, but we have taken only three for our reference. Okay, or as per our simplicity of syllabus, or we can say that we can consider only three units for the disc. Okay, so see over here, individual disc produces its own capacitance. Afterwards we call it as a self capacitance. Okay, so across the individual disc of the suspension insulator there will be a formation of capacitance because of the dielectric material. Okay, so that capacitance, it is referred as a self capacitance of the individual unit or a disc. Okay, and these capacitance are self or mutual capacitance, which are shown in the above diagram. Okay, 2.19 is there. So into that, we will found that C, and this C over here, C, it is nothing but the self capacitance of the disc or cell of the suspension insulator, and this C1, it is a capacitance formed between the disc of the suspension insulator and the vertical supporting structure. Okay, so see over here, this is the capacitance formed between the uh, disc and supporting structure or the tower. Okay, so see over here, C1, it is the mutual capacitance. So see over here, C1 mutual capacitance. Okay, in actual case, the shunt capacitance are formed between the each metal fitting of disc and the metallic towers. Okay, so this C1, it is called it as a shunt capacitance. Okay, sometimes it is called as a mutual capacitance or shunt capacitance. Okay, so due to this capacitance, the charging current is, sorry, we will see this charging current concept afterwards. Okay, so I think this part is clear. The formation of capacitance between the individual disc of the suspension insulator as well as the capacitance formed between the suspension insulator and vertical supporting structure. Okay, C1 and C1, whether it is clear or not, tell me. Formation of capacitance between C1 and between individual cell of the suspension insulator and tower. Okay, is it clear? Tell me. Yes. Yes, tell me. Yes, any one of you, tell me. Yes. Yes, roll number 23, tell me how you got the idea, self capacitance and mutual capacitance. Yes. The capacitance formed between the suspension insulator and vertical supporting structure, that is called as a mutual capacitance or a shunt capacitance, and the capacitance formed across the individual disc of the suspension insulator is called it as a self capacitance. Okay, is it clear? Tell me. Am I audible? Yes. Yes. Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Okay, is it clear concept of self capacitance and mutual capacitance?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so see over here, as per our convenience, we have taken only 3 units of the suspension insulator. Okay, so individual unit, across the individual unit, there will be a capacitance that is referred as a self capacitance, which is denoted by the C, and the capacitance found between the suspension insulator string and vertical supporting structure, that is tower, it is treated as or termed as mutual capacitance or shunt capacitance. Okay, that is denoted by C1. Okay, so there three capacitors are in series, so the current in them is I. Okay, that is same. Means what? The current flowing through the individual disc of suspension insulator will be same because of the capacitance formed across the individual disc will be same. Okay, so the charging current, it will remain same. Okay, so if the current flowing through the capacitive reactance will be same, means what? The voltage drop across that individual disk unit will be same. Okay, so if there is a operating voltage of the transmission line is V, then we can say that across the individual uh, disk of the suspension insulator, voltage will be V by 3, V by 3, V by 3, okay, equal to V. If we the capacitor in series, we can directly add it. Okay, so sorry, voltage across the individual capacitor will be added to form a total voltage. Means what? Across the individual disk there is a voltage, okay, because of the charging current. Okay, that's why that voltage uh, will be proportional to current flowing through that particular individual disk. Okay, but the current flowing through the whole string will be same. Okay, so that's why the uh, voltage drop across the individual disk will be same. There are total 3 disk units are there. Okay, and the total voltage, operating voltage, we can say that is V. Okay, so the individual disk insulator voltage will be V by 3. Okay, so in actual case, shunt capacitance are formed between actual each metal fitting of a disc and the metallic towers. Okay, that is already we have seen that. Okay, this is called as shunt capacitance. Okay, as shown in figure. Okay, due to this capacitance, the charging current is not same in the all 3 units. Okay, above condition is ideal, but the mutual capacitance, the charging current is not same in the all 3 units. Okay, मी तुम्हाला पहिल्यांदा काय म्हणतोय की आपण सस्पेन्शन इन्सुलेटरचे 3 डिस्क असा गृहीत धरणार आहोत आणि इंडिव्हिज्युअल डिस्कच्या अक्रॉस एक कॅपॅसिटन्स फॉर्म होईल, कारण डिस्क युनिट हे पोर्सेलिनचं बनलेले असेल, ती एक डायलेक्ट्रिक मटेरियल आहे, म्हणजे त्याच्यामध्ये कॅपॅसिटन्स पिक्चरमध्ये येईल. जो कॅपॅसिटन कॅपॅसिटन्स इंडिव्हिज्युअल डिस्कच्या अक्रॉस डेव्हलप होईल त्याला आपण सेल्फ कॅपॅसिटन्स म्हणणार आहोत आणि तो सी ने डिनोट केला जाईल. आणि सस्पेन्शन इन्सुलेटर ची स्ट्रिंग आणि टावर याच्यामध्ये एक कॅपॅसिटन्स तयार होईल, त्याला आपण म्युच्युअल कॅपॅसिटन्स म्हणणार आहोत आणि तो C1 न डिनोट केला जाईल. ठीक आहे, आणि पुढे पुढे आहे की आयडियल कंडिशन मध्ये इंडिव्हिज्युअल आता बघा डिस्क जे आहे इंडिव्हिज्युअल सस्पेन्शन इन्सुलेटरची सेम डायमीटर आहे, सेम फिजिकल डायमेन्शन्स आहेत, त्यामुळे त्याचा कॅपॅसिटिव्ह रिॲक्टन्स किंवा कॅपॅसिटन्स सेम असणार आहे, त्यातून जाणारा चार्जिंग करंट सेम असेल, मग त्याचा कॅपॅसिटिव्ह रिॲक्टन्स सेम असेल, करंट फ्लोइंग थ्रू दॅट वन सेम असेल, तर व्होल्टेज ड्रॉप अक्रॉस द इंडिव्हिज्युअल युनिट असं सेम असेल. बरोबर, इंडिव्हिज्युअल युनिट सेम असेल, पण हे आयडियल कंडिशन मध्ये असेल. पण ऍक्च्युअली काय होतं की कॅपॅसिटन्स फॉर्म होतो कशा, स्ट्रिंग सस्पेन्शन इन्सुलेटरची स्ट्रिंग आणि टावर याच्यामध्ये. ठीक आहे, मग तो जो काही कॅपॅसिटन्स असेल त्याला आपण म्युच्युअल कॅपॅसिटन्स किंवा शंट कॅपॅसिटन्स म्हणणार आहोत. ठीक आहे, मग त्या म्युच्युअल कॅपॅसिटन्स किंवा शंट कॅपॅसिटन्स मुळे काय होईल, जे काही चार्जिंग करंट आहे ते सेम नसणार आहे इंडिव्हिज्युअल डिस्कच्या मधून जाणार. तर ते का असं होतं, कारण आपल्याला माहिती आहे इथं बघा, जर सर्किट डायग्राम मध्ये जर तुम्ही पाहिलं तर कॅपॅसिटन्स C1 आणि C इथे बघा, मी जिथे आरो पॉइंटर आपला स्लाइड करतोय बघा तिथे, की इथं काय होतंय, करंट डिवाइड होत आहे, म्हणजे C1 आणि C हे पॅरलल फॅशन मध्ये आहेत, मग त्यांच्यामधून जाणारा करंट हे डिवाइड होईल. ठीक आहे, मग ते फायनली एकमेकांमधून म्हणजे प्रत्येक इंडिव्हिज्युअल डिस्क मधून जाणारा करंट हे सेम नसणार आहे. ठीक आहे, देअरफॉर व्होल्टेज अक्रॉस ऑल द 3 युनिट्स इज नॉट V by 3. ओके, बट आपण आयडियल कंडिशन मध्ये काय म्हणत होतो, ते सेम असतं, पण म्युच्युअल कॅपॅसिटन्स मुळे ते सेम नसणार आहे. ठीक आहे, मग आता बघा आपण V/3 म्हणण्याच्या ऐवजी आपण काय करणार आहोत, पहिल्या डिस्क भोवती जे काही व्होल्टेज असेल त्याला आपण V1 म्हणणार आहोत. सेकंड च्या अक्रॉस जे काही व्होल्टेज डेव्हलप होईल त्याला आपण V2 म्हणणार आहोत आणि थर्डला असेल ते V3 म्हणणार आहोत. ठीक आहे. मग बघा ज्या कॅपॅसिटन्स C मधून I1 करंट फ्लो होत आहे तिथं V1 व्होल्टेज ड्रॉप होईल. ज्या कॅपॅसिटन्स सेल्फ कॅपॅसिटन्स मधून I2 करंट फ्लो होत आहे त्याच्या अक्रॉस V2 व्होल्टेज डेव्हलप होईल आणि ज्या कॅपॅसिटन्स मधून I3 करंट फ्लो होत आहे तिथं V3 नावाचं व्होल्टेज ड्रॉप होईल. मग बघा पुढे की मग हे व्होल्टेज V1, V2, V3 जर सेम नसतील तर ते मग कसे असतात, तर ते बघा V3 इज ऑलवेज ग्रेटर दॅन V2, V2 इज ऑलवेज ग्रेटर दॅन V1. ओके, म्हणजे the disk unit which is nearest to the live conductor is under the high voltage stress. समजते का बघा, V3 कुठं आहे, आता मी ते एरो पॉइंटर स्लाइड करतोय बघा जस्ट तिथं बघा की त्या पोझिशनला आपल्याला इथं लाईव्ह कंडक्टर अटॅच करायचा किंवा फिक्स करायचा. तर जे की V3 आहे, V3 हे सगळ्यात जास्त आहे. याचं मिनिंग काय आहे, जे डिस्क युनिट सस्पेन्शन इन्सुलेटरचं नियरर टू द लाईव्ह कंडक्टर असतं ते अंडर हाय व्होल्टेज स्ट्रेस असतं. ठीक आहे, अंडर हाय व्होल्टेज स्ट्रेस असतं. ठीक आहे. मग जसं जसं आपण लाईव्ह कंडक्टर पासून वर जाऊ म्हणजे क्रॉस आर्म कडे जाऊ तसं तसं व्होल्टेज हे कमी कमी व्हायला लागतं. ठीक आहे, कमी कमी व्हायला लागतं. मग आता बघा जर डिस्क युनिट of the suspension insulator which is nearest to the live conductor is under the high voltage stress. Okay, so there will be chances to rupture the disc unit of the suspension insulator nearest to the live conductor. Okay, nearest to the live conductor will damage. Okay, so to avoid that one, our aim is to find a voltage drop across the individual unit. Okay, so we have to find out the V1, V2 and V3. Okay, and afterwards we will decide the method by which we can able to make the uniform voltage distribution across the each and every unit of the suspension insulator. Okay, thereby we can enhance or improve the life of the suspension insulator string. Okay, we can notice the following points regarding the potential voltage distribution over a string of suspension insulator. Okay, so see over here the various points regarding the voltage drops across the individual disc of the string insulator. Okay, so I think the background of the string efficiency is clear. Okay, due to the scent, so these points are very important regarding the our voltage drop across the individual disk unit. Okay, see over here. Due to the shunt capacitance formed, the impressed voltage on the string of the suspension insulator is not distributed uniformly. मी जसं मगाशी म्हणलं की तुम्हाला शंट कॅपॅसिटन्स किंवा जो काही म्युच्युअल कॅपॅसिटन्स आहे कशामध्ये स्ट्रिंग ऑफ द सस्पेन्शन इन्सुलेटर आणि व्हर्टिकल सपोर्टिंग स्ट्रक्चर म्हणजे टावर याच्यामध्ये जो काही कॅपॅसिटन्स फॉर्म होईल त्याच्यामुळे काय आहे की voltage across the individual unit of the suspension insulator string is not uniformly. ओके, म्हणजे सेम नाहीये. ठीक आहे, नेक्स्ट पॉइंट बघा, म्हणजे अबाउट डिस्कशन वरून आपण हे पॉइंट नोटीस करू शकतो. त्याच्यानंतर बघा मॅक्झिमम व्होल्टेज इज अक्रॉस द डिस्क नियर द कंडक्टर line. Okay, and voltage goes on decreasing on the disk away from the conductor. आता याचं मिनिंग काय आहे बघा की तुम्हाला मगाशी म्हणलं की जे डिस्क युनिट हे नियरेस्ट टू द लाईन कंडक्टर असेल त्याच्यावरती हायेस्ट व्होल्टेज स्ट्रेस असेल. ठीक आहे, जसं जसं आपण लाईव्ह कंडक्टर पासून अपवर्ड डायरेक्शननं क्रॉस आर्म पर्यंत जाऊ तसं तसं काय होईल, व्होल्टेज अक्रॉस द डिस्क युनिट going to decrease. Okay, म्हणजे the disk unit of the string of the suspension insulator which is nearest to the cross arm under lowest voltage, म्हणजे जे डिस्क युनिट क्रॉस आर्मच्या जवळ आहे त्याच्यावरती निग्लिजिबल व्होल्टेज असेल, पण जे डिस्क युनिट लाईव्ह कंडक्टरच्या जवळ आहे त्याच्यावरती हाय व्होल्टेज स्ट्रेस असेल. ठीक आहे, हा एक पॉईंट आपल्याला इथून क्लिअर होईल. नेक्स्ट पॉईंट आहे मॅक्सिमम इलेक्ट्रिकल स्ट्रेस आर एक्सपिरियन्स्ड बाय द डिस्क near to the line conductor and it is likely to be punctured. Okay, as I said earlier की जे डिस्क युनिट हे नियरेस्ट टू द लाईन कंडक्टर आहे ते पॉसिबिलिटी आहे की पंक्चर होण्याचं किंवा डॅमेज होण्याचं किंवा रप्चर होण्याचं किंवा त्याची डायलेक्ट्रिक प्रॉपर्टी लूज होण्याचे चान्सेस मोर आहेत. ठीक आहे, नेक्स्ट पॉइंट आहे some means are to be provided to equalize the potential across each unit. That is what we have to discuss that various method to improve the string efficiency. Okay, याला काय म्हणायचं बघा फोर्थ पॉइंट मध्ये की आपल्याला काही मेथड्स प्रोव्हाइड करायचे आहेत की टोटल डिस्क भोवती टोटल स्ट्रिंगच्या अक्रॉस व्होल्टेज हे युनिफॉर्मली डिस्ट्रीब्यूट होईल. ठीक आहे, fifth point, the difficulty does not arise in DC transmission as voltage is equally distributed over the units. Point to be noted that over here as a point of examination or competitive examination point of view, in case of the DC transmission, there is no ununiformly distribution of voltage across the string. Okay, so there is definitely uniform distribution of voltage across the whole string of the suspension insulator. Okay, so this is the point to be concluded over here from the above discussion. Okay, be remember that these points are very important. Next, derivation of relation of voltage distribution on insulator. As I said earlier, if the voltage across the individual disk unit will be differ from one another, means what our duty is to calculate or derive an expression for the voltage across individual disk unit. Okay, so we have to or we need to develop a relation between the voltage across the individual disk with line voltage. Okay, so see over here, this is the circuit diagram for this one. So in this circuit diagram you will clearly see over here the conductor position, our disk position. Over here the 3 units are there and this one capacitance. I am sliding my arrow pointer over here, C. It is capacitance found between the lowermost unit of the string and live conductor. Okay, so this I4 current will flow through that one. This is also a part of self capacitance. Okay, so prior to define this term, let us first of all work out the analytical method to find the voltage across the insulator units. Consider the equivalent circuit as per the diagram. Okay, this circuit diagram you have to consider. Okay, for 3 suspension insulator, this is for the 3 suspension insulator unit. Okay, let us assume there are 3 discs of self or mutual capacitance of each disc is denoted as C. Okay, this is what the self capacitance, this C. Next, and shunt capacitance are C1 and assume that C1 is equal to K into C as C1 is less than C. Okay, आता बघा हा जर पॉइंट आपल्याला केअरफुली पाहायचा असेल तर बघा की self capacitance of the individual disc of the suspension insulator is denoted as C and capacitance between the string of the suspension insulator and vertical structure, it is termed as a mutual capacitance and it is denoted by C1, and that C1 can be calculated in terms of self capacitance, which is equal to K into C. Means what? Mutual capacitance is equal to K into self capacitance. Remember that. C1 is equal to K into self capacitance. Okay, where K is somewhat constant is there. Okay, so nature of the self capacitance and mutual capacitance means what, out of them which one is the greater and which one is the smaller from one another. Okay, see over here, C1 is less than C. ओके, आता हे असं कसं काय होतं बघा, जरी सस्पेन्शन इन्सुलेटर, आता मी तुम्हाला दाखवतो की हे इथं बघा, हे सस्पेन्शन टाइप ऑफ इन्सुलेटर. फर्स्ट डायग्राम बघा, मी जिथं आरो पॉइंटर स्लाइड करतोय तिथं बघा. आता हा झाला क्रॉस आर्म, ठीक आहे, आणि हे झालं आपलं सस्पेन्शन इन्सुलेटर, आणि हे व्हर्टिकल स्ट्रक्चर आहे. ठीक आहे, तर बघा सी वन हा कॅपॅसिटन्स कोणामध्ये आहे, ह्या इंडिव्हिज्युअल डिस्क आणि या टावर मधला जो काही कॅपॅसिटन्स असेल त्याला आपण C1 म्हणणार आहोत, आणि जो इंडिव्हिज्युअल डिस्कच्या अक्रॉस असणारा जो काही कॅपॅसिटन्स असेल त्याला आपण C म्हणणार आहोत. तर याच्यामध्ये डिस्टन्स बघा, distance between this disk unit and the tower is definitely greater than the distance between the two unit of the disk. Okay, two unit of the suspension insulator, sorry, two unit of the suspension insulator. मला काय म्हणायचं इथं बघा की सेल्फ कॅपॅसिटन्स हा म्युच्युअल कॅपॅसिटन्स पेक्षा ग्रेटर का असतो, तर डिस्टन्स बघा, डिस्क किंवा सस्पेन्शन इन्सुलेटरचं स्ट्रिंग आणि टावर याच्यामधला डिस्टन्स हे खूप जास्त असतं. ठीक आहे, पण एका सस्पेन्शन इन्सुलेटरच्या इंडिव्हिज्युअल डिस्क मधला अंतर, म्हणजे दोन डिस्क मधला अंतर हे कसं असेल, कमी असेल. त्याच्यामुळे काय होतं की त्यांच्यातला जो काही कॅपॅसिटन्स असेल तर तो जास्त असतो. ठीक आहे, आय थिंक दिस पार्ट इज क्लिअर. ओके, सो रिमेंबर दिस डायग्राम इज व्हेरी इम्पॉर्टंट while studying the string efficiency. Okay, so see over here, C1 is always less than C. Okay, from the cross arm the voltage across each unit is V1, V2 and V3 as I said earlier. Okay, and the total voltage across the string it is V. Okay, so if we apply the Kirchhoff's law at point A, okay, at a node A, am I audible? Yes, am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Okay, if we apply the Kirchhoff's current law at the node A, it is found that, so see over here, I2 is equal to summation of this capital I1 plus small I1. Okay, so small I1 current it will be flowing through the C1, and capital I1 it is current flowing through the disk unit, or we can say that disk of the suspension insulator. Okay, so see over here, I2 is equal to I1, capital I1 plus small I1. Okay, do you agree with this one? Yes, by applying the Kirchhoff current law at the node, as we know that Kirchhoff current law